And in our top business story, real estate consultancy firm CBRE Dubai Market View report for the first quarter shows that despite a substantial rise in new stock, the residential and office markets have remained broadly stable. According to the report, this is a positive indicator after a period of significant rental and sale price growth over the past 2 years. Year-on-year, residential sales transactions registered a significant drop in overall value terms, falling 20%, whilst volumes also declined by around 4%. However, on quarter-on-quarter basis, there has actually been a rise in both transaction values and volumes. During Q1 2015, total sales transactions were valued at 6.39 billion dirhams, with 3,896 transactions completed. This compared with a value of 4.55 billion dirhams and 2,573 deals during Q4 2014. However, this was not sufficient to avoid a decline in average sales rates, which fell by around 2% over the quarter. Additionally, the report showed that prime residential areas continue to attract the bulk of investment appetite, with properties from Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Marina, Emirates Living, Jumeirah Beach Residences and downtown Dubai recording a total sales value of 3.27 billion dirhams, equating to 51% of the total value transacted. Districts which have witnessed a drop in rates include Al-Nahda, Al-Barsha, International Media Production Zone, Motor City and Liwan, whilst the gainers included Jumeirah Lake Towers, Discovery Gardens and Karama.
What we've seen is a general slowdown, stability in certain areas. We've had the first quarterly decline in sales values, which we've seen for some time. I think we kind of had obviously an understanding of what was coming due to the kind of slowdown that we saw during the second half of last year, where transaction numbers were down, where transaction volumes were down, and that's now manifested into a price decline during the first quarter. On the leasing side, residential rents have been broadly stable. We have seen some marginal declines in certain areas where new supply has come through, or areas where there's been a increase in the amount of kind of traffic congestion and road issues. But generally, the leasing side of the market has been a little bit more solid, and we have even seen some rental growth in some more mid-market focused areas. So it's quite a fragmented market, but I think we can see trends emerging in terms of a bit of deflation across sales and leasing rates for moving forward into 2015. Last year, we had a real disconnect between the sales market and the leasing market. That obviously has led to yield compression. We saw, I think, about an 18% increase in sales values last year versus, I think, 7% in terms of leasing rates. So, quite a big disconnect there. Now we're starting to see, a little bit of a reversal of that, with sales values dropping away slightly more sharply. Still only 2% over the quarter, but I think that's something that we probably expect to see continue and maybe even widen slightly during the course of this year.
The emerging trend of online spending by consumers in the Middle East, coupled with increased competition, has made innovation crucial for online travel agencies to maintain the relevance and brand image. That's according to experts in the 2-day Web and Travel Forum. More than 30 speakers, together with experts and officials from the online travel industries, gathered at the second edition of the WIT conference, where discussions were held on the strategic issues and trends shaping the market, particularly the diminishing dominance of traditional travel agencies. Among the top discussions during the opening day of the forum was the impact of increased competition of online travel services from social media platforms, as well as the growth of low-cost carriers and consumers becoming more tech-savvy. Considering the shifts in paradigm from traditional travel agencies, speakers added that consumers and corporate clients are now looking towards OTAs and that the regional consumers are now more willing to make payments online. Commenting on the growing e-commerce trend, the co-founder and CEO of Cleartrip added that it is breeding competition, which is healthy for the market and offers a chance for the established OTAs to continue to innovate and ensure that they stay relevant. With competitors engaged in price wars, it is believed that innovations such as mobile apps can help in building brand values and attracting the mobile traffic.
But competition is fabulous. I mean, being one of the larger sort of single brands in the market, trying to build a marketplace on your own is very, very expensive. And you need to develop that confidence amongst consumers in the marketplace. So I think over the last 15, 18 months, you've seen a number of other companies come into the marketplace that are also investing in building awareness. And that's why you're seeing this accelerated channel shift from an offline to an online. So as far as I'm concerned right now, given the sort of early stage of the market we're in, the more competition, the better. And fundamentally, it's better for consumers as well. And I also think you've got to pick your strengths. We are very focused on accommodation. That's not just hotels. I mean, that's a variety of different accommodations in a single search environment. Very focused on flights. And very focused on bringing those two components together through high engagement tools such as multimodal search, intelligent itinerary building, just greater personalization through the mobile. And so, that's really our focus, as opposed to the sort of traditional package market, which frankly, in my view, I think the offline travel market does very, very well.
As a result of increased traffic on the digital space, another challenge for the online travel industry is the conversion levels of browsing to full payments. Panelists added that the global average conversion rate of online searches is 2%, with OTAs taking the burden of research without seeing substantial rewards. Speaking during the forum, the representative from the travel commerce platform Travelport added that OTAs should think outside the GDS box, with improved distribution channels due to blurring lines between discovery, purchasing and booking platforms.
It now moves into what else, you've got low-cost carriers in the mix, you've got non-air, the revenue you can make from hotel bookings, you've got rail content that we need to be able to book through systems, you've got payments, which is nothing to do with the GDS as such, but it's a big part of the travel industry. So what we're trying to do is, what we are doing is putting a platform together that actually brings all that content together, so it makes it very easy to use. It's an open platform with one piece of development code to access multiple points of content. Hence, we help reduce the OTA's costs rather than have to do multiple developments per channel, per content provider.
Emirates Airlines has announced a second daily A380 service to Zurich, which will add 945 seats a week on the route. Commencing on the Thursday, 1st of October, Emirates flights EK8586, currently operated by a Boeing 777-300ER, will be upgraded to an A380, with the airline stating that it anticipates that adding a second daily A380 to Zurich will not only enhance the travel experience for passengers, but also stimulate trade and tourism between Switzerland, the Middle East, Africa and the Far East. Emirates Central Cooling Systems Corporation, Empower, has announced it has awarded a 186 million dirham contract to develop the company's third district cooling facility in Dubai's Business Bay neighbourhood. The 45,000 refrigeration ton plant will be constructed by Gulf District Cooling and is expected to come on stream by Q2 2016. Ahmed bin Shafar, Chief Executive Officer, Empower, stated that because of its complexity, reach and size, Business Bay represents one of the most important facets of Empower's growing project portfolio. The upcoming Business Bay facility is Empower's third project in the neighbourhood, in addition to the existing two plants operating since 2010 and 14, with a capacity of 45,000 RT each. The latter is notable for being the region's first district cooling plant constructed under green principles and is a certified LEED Gold building, and also the first in the region with this high capacity.